Hello students, welcome to the next video. This is video 2 of the AICT Prerna program by Madanpalli Institute of Technology and Science, Andhra Pradesh. I am Dr. Sambudata Nanda, working as Senior Assistant Professor in Madanpalli Institute of Science and Technology. So in the previous class we have covered up to the number systems, and from here we will be continuing from where we stopped in the next previous video lecture. So in this video lecture we will be starting from your number system conversions from binary to digital, digital to binary, octal to by decimal. So like this all the conversions we will try to cover in this particular video. So let us start, and please subscribe to this channel for updates on this particular video series, and as well as other video series will be also be coming in this particular channel with AICT Prerna program. And please share this channel link with your friends and your colleagues, so that they can know about the program scheme or the AICT scheme, and they will be benefited, and it is very beneficial if you are preparing for GATE. So let us start today's class. Decimal to binary conversion. So how it is possible to convert from decimal to binary? Let us see. Suppose we have represented a number as xx. Suppose x is it can be any digit, and it ranges from 0 to 9, suppose. Okay, so if I represent a number from xx, that is in decimal number system, and we have to obtain that number, what will be the equivalent in binary equivalent? So we write that y base 2. So we do not know that how much digit it will take to represent your one decimal to binary. Like it will take one digit to represent in binary, or it will take 2 digits or 3 digits. So how many digit it will take, or how many bits it will take, we do not know. So for that we have a process. So what is the process? Process is a decimal number can be converted to binary number by dividing with decimal number 2 progressively means you go on dividing. First you divide with 2, then whatever remainder is there you again divide it with 2. So like this you go on. So up to where you have to go, when until you reach a point where the quotient will be 0, further you cannot divide. So up to that point you have to do. So this is the process where your decimal number is a non-fractional number. If your decimal number is fractional, then there is a different approach. So what is that approach? If a decimal number is fraction, its binary equivalent can be obtained by multiplying progressively by 2 with carry generated as the binary digit. So when you multiply, we have to consider what is the carry generated after multiplying, and we have to consider that as the binary number. So let us see with example how to convert a decimal to binary. For suppose we have given a number, suppose 117 or 117. Suppose a number is given as 117, okay, and it is asked what will be the binary equivalent. So how to do that? So to do that, as I have said, you have to divide by 2 progressively. So we start dividing from 117. First we divide by 2, then when you divide we will get 58, and this, as this is a odd number, so there will be a remainder, so the remainder is 1. So as you know, in case of any even number or odd number you divide with 2, the remainder will always be 1 or 0. It will not be 2, 3, 4 like this. If you divide any number by 2, then the remainder will either be 0 or it will be 1. So first we divide with what? Your 2, then we get 58, carry is 1. Then again we divide 58 with 2. If we divide 58 with 2, we will get 29. Okay, so 29 will be the result of division, and the remainder will be 0 here, because 58 is a even number, and if you divide with even number, then you will get the remainder is 0. Again we divide 29 with for the 2, then we will be getting 14, and the remainder as 1. Again we divide 2, then 7, then remainder is 0. Again we divide 7 with 2, that will be 2 into 3 into 2 into 3 is 6. So remainder will be 1. Again we divide 3 with 2, then there will be just 1, so 2 into 1 is 2 and remainder is 1, and here you get 1. Okay, now after this we have to stop dividing, because further we cannot divide. A 1 with under 2, that will go to fractional values, and we are not going there. So if you take the modulo value, then the quotient here will be 0. Okay, so now the division part is completed. So how to get the binary number? To get the binary number, you have to start from the last remainder. So remember, you have to start from last remainder to the first remainder, or towards the first remainder. Okay, so what is the last remainder here? This one is the last remainder and this is the first remainder, and you have to travel in this way. So you write the numbers like first number will be 1, no comma, first number will be 1, second number will be 1, third number will be 1, fourth one will be 0, then fifth one will be 1, sixth one will be 0, then the last one will be 1. So this is the required binary number. So now we can say 117 in decimal point is converted to binary. Now here one more point is important, that is LSB and MSB. What is LSB and MSB? These are called, I'll write here LSB. It is least significant bit. Least significant bit, and your MSB is most significant bit. Okay, so what is LSB? So LSB is the first remainder that you got while dividing, is the first remainder is your LSB, and the last remainder you got, it is the MSB. Okay, the most significant. So in decimal system, as you know, if you write a value, so suppose I write suppose 129. So what you say? This is 1th place, this is 10th place, and this is 100th place, right? So in binary system, if I write 101, then this is first place, or this is 2 to the power 0 place. Okay, we will read this further discussion how to convert from binary to decimal. There I will tell that. Okay, so this is what your LSB and MSB. Let us go to next one, and we convert a fractional decimal number to a binary number. So it is just opposite to your normal decimal number. So in non-fractional decimal number we have to multiply, but in fractional decimal numbers we have to, sorry, in non-fractional decimal numbers we have to divide with 2, and in fractional decimal numbers we have to multiply with 2. So how will it get the carry? If you are multiplying a number, you will get a value. So what do you mean by carry here? As the statement says, the carry as the binary digit. So what can be done here? Suppose example, let us take 0.61. Okay, so 0.61 in decimal point to be converted to binary. So the first thing was you have to multiply with 2. So 0.61 into 2 will give you 1.22. So here you see, after decimal point there are 2 values, so you keep 2 values here. Okay, the rest is the, this one will be your what? The one will be your remainder. This one will be your remainder. So here I have written 1. So here we can write 1. Then again the remainder part is over. The remainder part will remain here. Then you bring the 0.22 and again you multiply with 2. 0.22. So if you multiply, you will get 0.44. But there will be no carry because nothing is coming outside the fractional decimal point. So here the remainder will be 0. Next is 0. Again 0. This 0.44 will come here. So 0.44 into 2 you will get 0.88. Again here there will be no carry. Why? Because nothing is coming left side to the fractional or the decimal point. Again, if you multiply with 0.88 to 2, you will get 1.76. Now here you are getting a carry, means you are getting a number towards the left of the fractional or the decimal point. So here the carry is 1. Now if you go next, what will happen? You have to multiply 0.76 into 2 you have to do. So if you go, it will go like this. There will be no never ending process. So where to stop? So it depends upon the question, how many digits you have to obtain. It depends upon you, what is the accuracy do you need to convert. So that's why you have to decide yourself where to stop, because it will go on, it will never stop. So you continue multiplying and it will be going on. But in the other one, in the non-fractional number, it will stop somewhere because the quotient will become 0. But here you cannot stop because it will go on. So it's up to you where you want to stop. Next point is converting binary to decimal. We read about converting decimal to binary. Now we have to convert from binary to decimal. So see here, I have written a small representation of a binary number. Suppose I have written x4, x3, x2, x1, x0. So these are the digits. So like in your binary digit, what you say 1 0 0 1 like this. The number is said like that. So I am representing the number as a variable like x4, x3, x2, x1, x0. These are the respective digit places and point. So I am taking a fractional binary, x power minus not x power, only x minus 1, x minus 2 and x minus 3, and it will go like this. So why these two are in opposite? Because before the decimal point, if you go towards the left, so the place will change. But if you put 0 here, if you put 0 0, there will be no change. Similarly, if you go like this, if you put any 0 here, the value will not change. So that's why before decimal point it is from right to left, after decimal point it is considered from left to right. X minus 1, x minus 2, x minus 3, it goes up to x minus n. Now for example, to understand what is this x4, x1, x2, I have taken a example. I have taken an example 10011.001011. Okay. So here what is the x0 value? X0 value is 1. I'll write here. Here x0 is 1, x1 is 1, your x2 is 0, x3 is 0, and x4 is equals to 1. Okay. Next, x minus 1 will be equals to 0, x minus 2 is equals to 0, x minus 3 is equal to 1, and x minus 4 is equal to 1. So this is how we represented binary number in terms of variables. Now this is the binary number. So what will be the decimal number? So how to obtain the decimal number? As you have seen, in decimal to binary we are dividing by 2, and here in binary to decimal we have to multiply with 2. But how to multiply? Directly we cannot multiply with 2, that there must be a way. So what is that way? So see here, this is the decimal point. Okay, so this is the decimal point. So before decimal point we are going in this direction. That's why the first place is the 0th place, second place is the 1 2 3 4 like this. So what you have to do is you just have to multiply the respective digit with its place value of 2. So the first place value of 2 is 0. So x0 into 2 to the power 0. So x0 can be 0 or 1. It depends upon the number what is given. So you just need to multiply 2 to the power 0, or you just can multiply with 1. But for symmetry we write it 2 to the power 0. So next is x1 into 2 to the power 1, because it is the first place. So while getting the example you will understand this. So like this, in the we will go left to right to left, and you will be increasing the power of 2. So you see, first 2 power 0, then 2 power 1, then 2 power 2, then 2 power 3, then 2 power 4, like this it will go on. Similarly, after the fractional point, you have to multiply with inverse of the power. Inverse power means 2 to the power minus 1, 2 to the power minus 2, 2 to the power minus 3. So like this you have to multiply. So let us see understand this from an example. I'll just erase this and I'll write again. Okay. So see, a number is given 101101, 0.001, and we have to convert this to decimal point. So how to do? We have to know the value of the 2 there. So we will start from here. It is 0 position. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, and this is 5 position. So here you have to multiply 2 to the power 0. I will just directly write here 2 to the power 0. You can multiply here. Here you have to multiply 2 to the power 2, 1, then 2 to the power 2, 2 to the power 3, 2 to the power 4, and 2 to the power 5. So similarly here it will be 2 to the power minus 1, 2 to the power minus 2, 2 to the power minus 3. So here you need to remember that after the decimal point it is not starting from 2 to the power 0. It is directly starting from 2 to the power minus 1. 0 is not there. Okay. So this is how you need to convert. So let us see. The first thing is 1 into 2 to the power 5. So it is the respective places your 5. So if there are 6 digits, then the last one will be multiplied with its 6 minus 1 power. So it is 1 into 2 to the power 5. Then your 0 into 2 to the power 4. So it is 0 into 2 to the power 4. Then 0 into 2 to the power 3. Sorry, this is 1 into 2 to the power 3. Then again 1 into 2 to the power 2. This one. Then 0 into 2 to the power 0. Okay. Then 1 into 2 to the power 0. So what will be the value? 2 to the power 5 is 32. 32 plus 0 plus 8. So these are the values. So 2 to the power 3 you just multiplied with 1. So the values will be according to the power of the 2. So it is 32, 8, 4 plus 1 will give you 45. And this position you have to multiply. First 2 is 0. So 0 into 2 to the minus 1 plus 0 into 2 to the power minus 2 plus 1 into 2 to the power minus 3. So that will give you 1 by 8, and 1 by 8 is effectively 0.125. So the final answer will be 45 into 0.125. So next another example. A number is given 11001110. So how to convert this? So we need to know the place of the places of the 2, for which we have to multiply the power of that particular place. So the place start from 0. So it is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we need to multiply 7 at the last place. So I can write. So you can write first one is 1 into 2 to the power 7. Second one is 1 into 2 to the power 6. Then third one and fourth one are 0 into 2 to the power 5 and 0 into 2 to the power 4. So it will be 4. Zero into 2 to the power 4, then 1 into 2 to the power 3, then 1 into 2 to the power 2, then 1 into 2 to the power 1, then plus 0 into 2 to the power 0. So finally if I get the power and cancel the zeros, so because here it will be 0, so it will be 0 here, and it will be 0 here, and it will be 0 here. So these terms will not be there. So finally this is 128 plus 64. Then these two are 0, so 2 to the power 3 is 8, then 2 to 2 is 4, and your 2 to the power 1 is 2. So you will get finally 206 to the base 10. If you convert this, you will get 206 base 10. So this is how we convert from binary to decimal. Next is your octal number system. So likewise we read about decimal number system and binary number system. The another number system is your octal number system. So what happens in octal number system? In octal number system, the base is 8. We use digits from 0 to 7. Those are 8 digits. If you count 0 to 7, it will be total number of digits will be 8. Okay. So what are the digits? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So these are the digits used for representing a octal number system. Then converting from octal to decimal to your decimal to octal. So if you have a decimal number is given and you have to convert to octal number, then how you can find it out? It is same as binary number. You have there you are dividing by 2. Here you have to divide by 8. So you can say for example, so let us take an example. For example, 67 base 10 to be converted to octal number. So how to do that? We have to divide 67 with 8. So if we divide 67 with 8, then the quotient will be 8 into 8. So 8 into 8, 64. You will get 3 here. And again, if you divide with 8, you will get 1, and the remainder will be 0. So here also this is your MSB, this is your LSB, and the number representation will be from last remainder to the first remainder. So the number is 103 base 8. So here you see, to represent a 2-digit decimal number, you need 3-digit octal number. So this kind of question also may come. How many digits are required to represent a particular decimal number in octal number system? So this type of question is also possible in exam. Okay, next some more example. 0.60 is a decimal number. It is given 0.60 base 10 to be converted to 0.03 base 8. Okay, so 0.60 into 8 equals to, so in binary what we are doing, are just multiplying for fractional values. So here also we have to multiply. So it is 0.60 into 10 to the power 8, that is equals to 0.48, and there will be no carry because it is 0. So 8 into 6 will be 48, and as there are 2 places, the carry will be 0. Next is 48 into 8. It will be the final answer will be 384. So it is 3.84, and the carry will be this 3, whichever is left to the binary number, that will be your carry. So what is the octal representation? 03 base 8 is the octal representation. Then conversion of octal to decimal, it is also same as what? Also same as your binary number system. There you are multiplying with 2 with respective place. Here you have to multiply with 8 with respective place values. So see here, if you want to convert 467.32 base 8 to a decimal number, so what we have to do is, first you multiply 4 into 8 to the power 2. So if you see the places, it is 0, 1, 2. So 4 into 8 to the power 2 plus 6 into 8 to the power 1 plus 7 into 8 to the power 0. Similarly, for the fractional value, it is also same as binary. You have to multiply with the negative power. So it is 3 into 8 power minus 1 plus 2 into 8 power minus 2. So the final value will be, so if you calculate this one, the final value will be 311 or 311. So in decimal point you can say 311, but if it is octal, so here you cannot say it is 467, you have to say 467 only. So it is 311.0.35 plus 0.125. So the answer will be 311 or 331.475. Okay, hexadecimal to binary. Okay, so let us start from a simple example. So how to convert that? So last class what we are doing while converting, we are just converting, suppose there is 0 0 0 1 is written, So we are converting in terms of hexadecimal, we are just converting to equivalent decimal. So it will give you, suppose there is a number 1001. So what it will give us, anyone? So it will give us 2 to the power how much, 3, right? It will be 2 to the power 3, then plus 1, it will give us 9. So it will give us 9. So like this, if I write 1 1 1 1, so it will give us 15, and in hexadecimal we will write this as f. So this is how we are converting the binary to hexadecimal. So the reverse process is also the same, we just have to write the equivalent binary number. Suppose the example is given 1A3.BA, it is given is hexadecimal number, and what will be the binary equivalent number. So how to find this? So you have to write the binary equivalent of all these individual numbers. So let us write, so what will be the binary equivalent of 1? Anyone? What will be the binary equivalent of 1? So it will be 0 0 0 1,
0 0 1.
because we have to write in group of 4. Okay, so we have to write in group of 4. Next, for a means what, 10. So 10 in binary, what will be the equivalent? 1 0 1 0, correct? So here we write 1 0 1 0. Next is 3. So what is the equivalent of 3? 0 0 1 1, right? So here we write 0 0 1 1. Next is decimal point is here. Next is b. So b means your 11. So what will be the equivalent of binary equivalent of 11? Anyone? 1 0 1 1, right?
0 1 1.
Yeah, right. Then again a means 1 0 1 0. Okay. So this is how you write. Then you just write like this. So the conversion will be like this. So I am not writing here, I am writing here because it will not be sufficient place here. So this is the binary equivalent of the hexadecimal number. So solve another one. Suppose I have written 2fa.6d. So if this is hexadecimal, so what will be the binary? Try to solve it faster. So you try to solve, along with I will also solve. So if I write equivalent of 2, so equivalent of 2 will be in hexadecimal, it will be
0 0 1
0 0 1 0, right? Then for f, you remember it, f is the last number, so it will be 1 1, all ones.
1 1.
Then for right, further for a it is 1 0 1 0. Then decimal point for 6 it is 0
0 1
1 1 0.
1
Then for d it will be 1 1.
0.
D means a b c d 10 11
1 1 0.
1 1 0 1, right? This one 1 1 0 1, correct? Okay, for the d this will be, so this will be the answer. Okay, next is your next conversion is binary to octal. So this conversion part I will be going faster because it is a kind of revision things, and you will be getting questions, but it will be easier. So I will not put so much of time here. Binary to octal conversion. Binary to octal conversion. So here there is also similar kind of thing. Please everyone mute your mics, noise is coming. So here also similar kind of thing. In hexadecimal you are making group of 4, but in octal you have to make group of 3 digits. Okay, suppose a number is given, suppose 0 1 1 0 1 1 1 0. So randomly I wrote this number. Suppose a number of this given and the base is 2, it is a binary number and you have to convert to octal number. So in octal number you have to make a group of 3 digits. Why? In octal, so what is the maximum digit is 0 to 7 it is used. So to convert any binary number to a digit that is 7, so you need 3 digits. If you write 111, it will give you 7. So maximum 3 digits are required to represent a octal number. So all the numbers will be below 7. So the maximum digit required will be 111. Okay, so this is why in converting binary to octal conversion you need group of 3 digits. So here we will make group of, if there is no decimal point, then you make group of 3 digits in this direction. Okay, so this is one group, this is another group, and this is another group. Okay, certainly it completed exactly 3 groups, but there may be a case where one digit will remain here, so you have to add 2 zeros to make it a group of 3. We'll do a example like that also. So here what will be the equivalent 0 1 1 is? So tell me 0 1 1 equivalent. 3, right? Then again 0 1 1 it is 3, then again 0 1 1, so certainly it came same. Okay, fine. So the answer will be 3 3 and 3, base 8. So this is how you convert from binary to octal. Otherwise, what is the other option? There is a lengthy process. You convert this total binary, so it will be 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So you do like this: 2 to the power 8 into 0 plus 2 to the power 7 into 1. So like this you convert it to decimal, then again you divide by 8. So whatever the number you got, you divide by 8, it will go like this. So you will get your, so you will be getting the reminders here, and you will get the like this. So if you remember, so values like this, then you will write here, you will get the answer. But it is the shortest path, means you make a group of 3 and you convert that to directly to octal number. So please solve another one. So there is a decimal point. So what will happen if the decimal point is there? So before decimal point you group in this direction, and after decimal point you have to group in this direction. Okay, if there is a decimal point. So the example is, question is given 1 0 1 1 1 0 0 1 0 point 0 0 1 1. It is given in binary, so it has asked what is the octal. So try to solve this. So you make sorry, so try to solve this. So anyone got the value? Anyone solved? Sai Jayasri, I think your voice is not coming. If you are saying anything, your voice is not coming, and only noise is coming. So if you want, you can type in the chat window here. If you've got the answer, you can type in the chat window. Okay, let us see what is the answer. So I'll make a group of 3 here. So it is 3, then it is 3, then it is 3. Okay, so after making this 3, so this will be what? 2, and this will be 1 1 0 will be 6, 1 0 1 will be 5, right? Then here if I make a group, so it will be 0 0 1, 0 0 1 is 1. Now here you see only 1 is there. Okay, as there is only 1 is there, we cannot make a group of 3. So to make a group of 3, we need to add 2 zeros here. So if I add 2 0 here, then what will be the value will become? The value will become how much? 1 0 0 is 4, right? So the final answer will be 562.14. So this will be the this will be octal equivalent. Okay, so anyone got this answer? Same answer? Yeah, correct. So this is binary to octal. Then we will see octal to binary conversion. So the reverse process, octal to binary conversion. So in octal to binary conversion, what will happen? Similarly, in hexadecimal, what we are doing, we are just representing the number with a 4-digit binary number. But in octal, you have to represent the number in a 3-digit binary number. So for that, you can remember for 0, so it is suppose octal number system and it is binary number system. So for 0, the binary will be 000. For 1, what will be the binary equivalent? 0 0 1. For 2, what will be the binary equivalent? 0 1 0. For 3, it is 0 1 1. So like this, for 4, what it will be? For 4, what will be the binary equivalent? 1 0 0. For 5, it is 1 0 1. For 6, it is 1 1 0. And for 7, it is 1 1 1. So like this, these 7 digits, if you remember instantly, so that once someone says 4, you will say 1 0 0. So if you memorize this, then it will be very easier for you to get the answer or to convert the things. So solve the example. I'll not solve, you directly solve. Now you know how to solve. So the question is given 462.71 base 8. What is the binary equivalent? So solve this. I'll not solve. So what you have to do, you just have to write the binary equivalent of this 462.71. So all the equivalents I have written here. So you just have to write. So what will be the equivalent?
100.
Yes, 100, then 110,
110.
then
110. Point 111. 001.
okay, this is the equivalent binary. So this is so simple, right? So now we got everything, means hexa to binary, binary to hexa, octal to binary, binary to octal. Then next thing comes hexadecimal to octal. So this type of conversion will also come in the exam. So what? Octal to binary, it is completed. Next is hexadecimal to octal. So hexadecimal to octal, how we can do? So the easiest way is we know the binary equivalent of hexadecimal numbers. We will represent that in hexadecimal, and then we will represent that, we will convert that to octal by grouping method. So what we'll do, suppose I take a single number, suppose I take write f. Okay, so it is given f, what is the octal equivalent? So how we can do, what is the easiest way? So what is the equivalent of f for binary? You you convert both to first step is convert to binary, and second step is then convert binary to octal by making group of 4. Okay, so what will be the equivalent of f? 1111. So now it is in base 16. So to convert to 8, so what we have to do, we have to make it a group of 3. So see here, if I make a group of 3, so it will be 111, will be one group, then only one is remaining. So as it is decimal point is not there, so it will be grouped in this way, and to make a complete group you need to add 2 zeros here. Okay, so what will be the equivalent? This 001 will give you 1, and this 111 will give you 7. So it is octal equivalent. Simple. Understood how to convert? So try another one. Suppose it is given 4EA. It is given hexadecimal, and you have to convert it to octal. So try to solve this. 4EA. Okay, not visual, I will do it again. 4EA, and take one point also, point B. So the question is 4EA point B. So I will do it in the next place. The question is 4EA point B of x is equal to how much in octal. Okay, so let us try to solve. So what is the equivalent of 4? If I convert this hexadecimal to binary, so what will be the equivalent of 4?
0100.
0100. So E is
1110.
A is
1010.
right. Then B is
1011.
1011. So this is now converted to binary. So now what we have to do, we have to make it a group of 4. So it is converted to binary. Now what I have to do, we have to make a group of 3. So before decimal point we have to make group is in this direction, and after decimal point in this direction. So starting from here, so we will get, this is one group, this is second group, this is third group, this is fourth group. As there are 3 numbers, so equivalent 4, there will be total 4, total 12 digits. So 12 digit will complete a group of will complete 4 groups. So what will be this equivalent? 010 is
2.
2, then 011 is your 3, then 101 is 5, then
5.
010 is again 2. Okay, so here now we have to make group. 101 is one group, then 1 is remaining. So to make a group, we have to put 2 more zeros here. So 101 will give you 5, and 100 will give you 4, right? 100 is 4 or what?
4 only.
Yeah, 4. So now this is the octal equivalent. Okay, this is the answer. So similarly, it was hexa to octal. Now similarly octal to hexa. So in octal what will be given? So let us try to solve this one only. Let us see it is giving us the hexadecimal same or not. So let us try to solve 2352.54 base 8 it is given, and it has asked what is the hexal equivalent. So what we have to do, similar thing, we have to convert that to binary, then we have to convert that to hexadecimal by making a group of 4. So if we convert this to binary, what we have to do, we have to write the equivalent of the numbers in 3 digit mode. So 2 is your 0 1 0, then 3 is your 0 1 1, then your 5 is 1 0 1, then 2 is 0 1 0 point, your 5 is
101.
yeah 1 0 1, and 4 is 1 0
100.
0 0, right? So now we have to make group of 4. So this is binary equivalent. So if we make group of 4 from here in this direction, from here this direction, so first group of 4 will be this, then it will be this, then it will be this. So it is completing exactly 3 groups. So 0 1 0 0 is 4, 1 1 1 0 is E, right? And here 1 0 1 0 is 10 or A. Then point, here we will make it 4 1 0 1 2 3 4 up to here. Okay, so 1 0 1 1 is B, correct? Now we have to make a one group of 4. We make 2 zeros here, so 0 0 0, so it will give you 0. It is base 16 now, and putting a 0 here will not change the value, so we can say this value and this value are same, correct or not? Understood how this is same? Okay, so any doubt till now, or I will proceed then? Any doubt till now? No doubt. So to make a summary, let's do one thing. We will make a table of different number systems. Okay, so first we will write here decimal. So this is for your summary, it will be helpful in further for referencing. So once you get practice, once you do the practice, so you will not need this table for, but for initial purpose you will be needing the this table. Okay, so let us start. If I write decimal 0, then what is the binary equivalent? So as we are representing equivalent hexadecimal, so we will write here as a 4-bit digit, because if I write 4-bit digit, that can represent the octal and that can represent the hexadecimal also. Okay, so the binary equivalent will be 4. If I write 4 zeros, octal equivalent will be your 0 0, and hexadecimal will be 0. So we can say why I have written here 2 zeros. Any idea? So I could have written here single 0, but why I am writing here 2 zeros? Any idea? So you can think in this way. Here I have represented the number in 4-digit binary and it is related to that. So why it is 2-digit I have written 0 0. I could have written single 0, but I have written here 2 zeros. And why? Anyone? Okay, let me tell you. So if a binary is a 4-digit number and you have to write in octal, so what is the basic thing you have to do? First you have to make it a group of 3. Okay, you have to make it group of 3, then only you can write the equivalent octal. So if you make group of 3, it will come as 0 and 0. That's why here 2 zeros are written. And similarly, if you convert this to hexadecimal, you just make group of 4 and you will get a simple 0. So that's why it is being written like this, so it will be easier. So next is 1. So binary equivalent I will write this for is 0001, and here it will be 01, and for hexadecimal it will be 1. Similarly for 2 I will write 0010, and here it is 02. So up to 7 it will be same in octal and decimal and hexadecimal. Up to 7 it will be same. Here I can write only 2, then here 3, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1. Here I can write 0, 3. Here I'll write 3. Then comes 4. 4 is your 0, 1, 0, 0. Here 0, 4. So are you getting this? Or any doubt, you can interrupt and ask. Again 5. So if I write here 6, it will be 0, 1, 1, 0. It is 0, 6, and here it is only 6. Then if I write here 7, this is 0, 1, 1, 1. Here I will write 7. Here I will write 7. So now you tell me what will be this value? What will be the octal equivalent here? Anyone? 1 0, right? But here it will be hexadecimal, it will be 8. Similarly for 9, 1 0 0 1, it will be 1 1, right? So if you make group of 3, it will be 1 1. Understood? But here it will be only 9. After 9 in decimal, we can the next number will be what? 10. So 10 will be represented as 1 0 1 0. Okay, so 1 0 1 0, here it will be in octal. What it will be? 1 2, because here if you make a group, 0 1 0 is 2, and here you will get only 2 zeros will be here appended here, so it will be 1 2. So here it will be, what is the hexadecimal value? We have to write here A. Next is 11. For 11 it will be 1 0 1 1. It will be 1 3. It will be B. For 12 it is 1 1 0 0. It is 1 4. It is C. For 13 it will be for 13 what it will be? 1 1 0 1. Here it will be 1 5. It is D. So for 14 it will be 1 16, it is E, and for 15 it will be all 1. Okay, and it is 1 7, it is F. So you try to just go through the table. So once you remember this table, it will be very helpful for you to do all the conversion technique. Conversion will be very easy for you once you remember this table. But after doing some problems, it will be get remembered by you. No need to remember. Okay. Any doubt on this particular thing? Otherwise, we can go to the next thing.
Okay, sir.
Okay, fine. So next I'll discuss the different codes are there. like XS3 codes and error detecting codes, parity codes. So all these things are not there. Only I think gray code is also there. uh, so these codes will be a bit a tricky thing, so let us keep this code for the time being, because when all the students will join, I will discuss these codes. For the time being, let us go to the logic gates and do some know some basics about logic gates. So in lab classes you will be using those. Okay, and after that the boolean algebra, boolean function, and binary arithmetic, all the things are there. So those are bit not tricky exactly, but if you miss the class it will be difficult to understand. So I'll prefer that once some at least 20-30 students join, we will start that. But for time being, let us start the logic gate, and starting those also will not complete because less time is left for the today's class. Okay, so we know about learn about logic gates. So any idea about logic gates? What is logic gate? So when it comes to binary, logic gate is the basic building block. So if you are designing something in computers, so logic gate is the basic thing you have to know about. All the ICs, all the everything working inside a computer is based on this logic gates, and there are two things like sequential circuit and your combinational circuit. And combinational circuit. So the logic gates, depending upon these logic gates properties, there are two different kind of circuits we will be reading in further. One is sequential circuit, one is combinational circuit. So in combinational circuit, there will be the current output. Suppose there is a system here and some logic gates are inside the system. So you will give a input and you will get a output. Simple. So what is the previous input? Suppose now you have given 1, now you have given 1 and you got the output 0. Next instant, after some time, you give a input 0 and you will get a suppose output 0 again. So this output is not dependent upon this previous input. So this is your combinational circuit. Okay, but in sequential what will happen? Suppose here if you give 0 here, and what will be the output? That will be dependent upon this one and this one. So the previous input and the current, the output will be dependent upon what input we have given in the previous time. So that are sequential circuit. The current output, so we'll read about this detailed in further classes, is dependent on previous input. Okay. So about logic gates. So what is logic gate? Binary logic consists of binary variable and logical operations. So binary variable represented by letters of alphabet, and each binary variable can have only two possible values, that is 1 and 0. So there are three basic logic operations: and, or, and, not. So let me write some points here. What is binary logic? Okay, so binary logic, first we are reading logic gates, so we need to know what is logic. So binary logic, so for example, before going to technical things, let me ask you, suppose I ask you that you have passed your plus 2 exam, so you will say either yes or either no. So there is no in midway state. You cannot say passed but failed. So no answer like this. So you have to say a solid answer, yes or no. Like I say, if I ask you, have you gone to the college today, then you will ask either yes or no. There is no midway question. So in binary, what happens? So there are some variables, and all the variables can have two values, that is 0 and 1. Either they will be 0 or they will be 1. There is no middle state. So with this state 0 and 1, so all the binary operations will be happening. So we can say, I ask you something, you gave a answer in yes or no. So yes may be represented as 1 and no may be represented as 0. Okay. So I can say binary logic. So these are binary logic where it is 1 or 0, true or false, on or off, like this. So these are binary, means two states are possible. So there, from there the digital concept also comes. So either high or low. So two states are there. So binary logic consists of binary variables and logical operations. Okay. So how the binary variables are represented? Binary variables are represented by what? Alphabets.
Z.
And binary variable can have two possible values, either 0 or 1. So there are three basic sorry there are three basic logical operations. Okay, so what are the operations? One is and, or, and not. So these are the three basic logical operation. So these are similar to your plus minus in your decimal. So in decimal number system, suppose in decimal number system, so what you do, you do either plus, minus, division and multiplication. So these are the basic operations in your decimal number system. When it comes to logic gates or binary number system, not exactly binary number system, binary number system has addition, subtraction, multiplication, all those things. But when it comes to logic gates or logic operations, there are three logic operations available, that is AND gate, sorry, AND operation, OR operation and NOT operation. And by which devices or which method it is done, those are the gates. Gates means, let's say there is something here, a bar is here, means suppose a gate is here, and you give some input here, and the gate will process something, it is predefined, and you will get some output here. Okay, so now depending upon the property of the this gate, so whatever operation it is doing, it will be called as that gate. Suppose I give here input 1, I give a input 1 and get a output as 0. So I will say this is a, for example, this is a NOT gate. This is not the actual thing. We'll discuss the actual thing later. So it will be called as NOT gate because it is changing the input. So if you will not change the input, it will be called as a buffer. Okay. Let us conclude here for today's class. I'll take the attendance now, and next class we will be discussing about logic gates, and once more number of students will enroll, we will see the binary arithmetic, binary addition, subtractions, and all those things. Okay, so any doubt from today's class?